Hi. Welcome to our video tutorial. So in this video tutorial, we'll continue experimenting inbuilt functions in Python. So for this video, we'll see dir directory or dir function and help functions. Okay, let's see what are the advantages for both of them. Let's create a new file, a new Python file, of course. Function directory and function help functions. Okay, now what directory or dir function does is whenever we provide any parameter to it, it identifies the data type of that parameter and gives us all the possible functions that we can apply to that specific variable or that specific parameter. Let's directory 2. Now let's store the return value and let's print that value. So when we run our application, there you go. There's a bunch of functions being shown. See? What it means is these are the functions that we can apply to this variable or this data. Now our data is integer, so these are the functions that we can use for any integer value. Okay, let's try string. Run. Now there is a different function list. So these are the functions that we can use in any string value. Okay, because the data is string. Let's see. What if we provide a floating number? Now, these are the functions for floating number. Maybe it's more or less similar with integer values. Okay, let's try it for arrays. Okay, what are the functions I can use for arrays? So this is our function list. There you go. Okay, so directory or dir function is always helpful if you want to know what are the possible functions I can use for this variable. Okay, but we still need additional help. Why is that? Let's see. Let's say this is our variable, and when we give this variable to directory function, it tells us you can use all these functions to this given variable. Okay, fine. But what are those functions? Let's see. Let's say we have a function called contains. What does it do? How am I going to know what all these functions are about? What can they do? Okay, that's where our help function comes in. Let's see. Let's create and let's use result variable. So our help function. Now, what I want to do is I want to provide help function so that if I have an array parameter, for array parameter, this has the list of functions. From those list of functions, I want to know specifically about function called contains. So what I can do is let's create a variable and let's store this data in that variable so that I can provide the variable here. Now for help, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the variable name. Okay, for this variable, these are the bunch of functions. So from those functions, I can pick the function dot contains. See, I used dot, which implies that parameter is the variable and function is the function to be used in this specific variable. Now let's print the variable result. So Python will give me, okay, maybe I missed something. List object has no attribute contains. Okay. Okay, so let's remove this one and let's see what are the possible functions that we have. Okay, so here I only used contains function from here, right? Let's see. Okay, so this is actually my mistake. The point is contains is with those underscores. I have to use those underscores as well. Okay, so let's replace that. And now, okay, so changes the color, my mistake. Now let's run our application. Now, as you can see, let's maximize this one. Now, these are the list of functions. From that list of functions, here we are the explanation is for contains. Now this method defines like this. Okay, data descriptors defined here. So this is an explanation for this specific function. Okay, this is how we can use directory and help function. Let's try to see this in a simple way. Okay, so for parameter, now our parameter contains integer value. Okay, let's run our application. So it's not about the function is not contained, so our function now, so these are the list of functions we can use. Okay, this is a bit strange. Okay, wait. Okay, let's try it for a string. Barakat. Okay, it's actually my name. Okay, so let's run it. Let's see the list of functions. Why is this adding underscores? Okay. Okay, so these are the available functions. So from here, let's try to see the function description for is lower. Okay, so parameter dot is lower. See, it gives us the list of functions that we can choose. So from this, I chose is lower. Now let's run our application. Okay, so this is the detailed description of our function. As you can see, this function takes two parameters. Wait, it's really a big description. Okay, help on is lower. We don't need the parentheses. I think that confused it a little bit. Okay, so this is the short and precise description I was looking for. Now we get it. So what it says is this here is a list of functions that we can apply on a string value, and here we have requested help on a specific function called isLower. So isLower function or isLower method for built-ins.str, which means a string, it returns true if the string is a lowercase string. It returns false otherwise. Okay, if by any means our function is lowercase, our string is all the characters are lowercase, then it returns true. Otherwise, if any capital letter in our string, it returns false. I think it's self-explanatory. So we have another description as well here. So we can use dir and help functions in our Python code like this. Hope it's clear. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions of any kind, you are welcome. So please leave your comment on the comment section below. Thank you for watching our video, and also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will get notifications about our upcoming videos. Thank you.